Hey everybody, I know it's been a while since I put something up on YouTube on the channel. Don't worry, there's going to be some Sinfully mixed podcasts as well as some news coming up in the next couple of weeks. But right now I've got my hands on a little bit of an unboxing. Got myself a little bit of a gift here. As you can see, new headphones. And these are replacing some current Audio Technicas that I use that you've seen in photos. They're the white ones. I kind of got those about 4 years ago or so. The ATH M50s, and they have served me very, very well. Technically, there is nothing wrong with them. Audibly, there is nothing wrong with them. Just unfortunately, due to the fact that they're white and they've gotten so much use that they've gotten quite dirty over the years, which I've tried to clean. Plus, the pad leather has started to crystallize, as well as a couple of cracks are starting to show. And that's just from many hours on my head and in the bag. So, in front of you right now is the unboxing of the Audio Technica ATH M50Xs, and it's the limited edition matte gray ones. A lot of people have asked me over the years, why do I choose Audio Technicas? Why haven't I gone with certain other ones? It's a personal preference for me. I actually like to have excellent sound isolation. When I DJ, very seldomly do I actually use the monitor in the booth. I've had quite a few friends who have lost quite a bit of hearing, so just to all the folks out there that are looking into getting into DJing or constantly in a high noise environment, protect your ears, because you really don't notice something is missing, and I mean something just from conversations, until it's far too late. The ringing you get in your ears, tinnitus after a really loud night out close to speakers, that's your body telling you you've done too much and there's irreparable damage normally done at that point in time. So for me, I like having the over-ear ones. It gives me excellent sound isolation from the booth and the ambient noise and the club, and it ends up preventing what I like to call the cyclic effect, where you have your headphones at a certain volume, the club volume, and then the monitor volume, and then everything starts to go up in a cycle until you've kind of maxed out everything. And the poor thing that gets maxed out first are actually your ears. And damage starts a little over 90 decibels. And in some club environments, it's quite possible to get well over 100. Now, you can check online and see what kind of things in the human environment that we've created that can give that type of noise level. You'll find out that you'll quickly start to get to plane at takeoff. I think that's somewhere around 120 decibels, and it's not linear, it's logarithmic. So for every level up, it actually takes more energy to get higher. So 90 to 91 is less energy than it takes to go from 100 to 101, and that's where the damage really starts to happen with the ears. And I know there's a lot more complicated technical stuff to it, and I'm taking too much time, but we'll get to the unboxing right now. So it's my second brand of the Audio Technicas, same variety. The major difference between these ones and the ones that I'm currently using is the detachable 1/4-inch jack that's here right now. Mine is hooked right in, but this gives a little bit of extra flexibility when it comes to cord replacement and for parts. I've had guys who've had this before. I believe it's been on some of their Sennheiser ones, and I think V-Moda has them as well. A whole bunch of other guys out there that manufacture them, so it's about time I jumped to these ones. Why I went with the matte gray ones versus the white? Even though the white's been a signature for me, I really liked all the images on them and the color. It wasn't the standard black one. It was slightly different, and it helps. In my case, I like to stand out a bit, hence why a few years ago I bought the white ones to begin with. So without further ado, let's crack the box open. Bought this actually at Cosmo Music up here in Richmond Hill. So it's one of my go-to one-stop shops for all this stuff. And we'll crack it open and we'll see how well you guys can see this. I'll obviously pull it up closer to the camera. And one thing I will notice and will say right off the top, I love their packaging. A lot of folks, a lot of manufacturers do really good packaging. It's all about presentation as well. So the first thing they give is this little cover piece right here. Don't throw it out, because there's actually components inside. And the one major component is the bag. And this is the one thing I do like with Audio Technicas, that they color code the bag to the color of headphones. And when I saw this, I'm going to kind of pull it up to the camera there, It is this sort of slate matte gray, which I really do like. It's a little different, especially if you're going back-to-back in a DJ booth with a lot of DJs. Chances are they're black headphones in a black bag with the black cable and a gold 1/4-inch jack and black ear covers. So that was one of the reasons why I chose white to begin with, because there was never any question whose headphones are where. Mine can be spotted in the dark, and I know where my bag is at all times. Which, DJs, helpful little tip, always make sure you know where your bag is at all times, because in a lot of cases these days when I go to my gigs, this is all I really bring. 2 32 gig USB 3.0 thumb drives with all my music and the headphones. And sometimes, because it's a very easy portable case, these things grow a pair of legs and vanish. So that out of the way, we got all the warranty information from Audio Technica. They come with a 1-year limited warranty. Like I said, never had any problems with these. So now let's pull them out. And I noticed right off the top, the color, like I said, I really do like them. The packaging is very well presented. Everything is nicely snug in there. Everything is completely locked down. Here are the headphones right here. I'll just put the bags off to the side, just so we got that out of the way. And as you can see, this is why I love them. They weigh a lot, I understand, but they've got such a rock hard, solid design to them. The complete swivel to go from on ear to the side, so when it's resting, is fantastic. You can lay them flat. As you can see, they came with the packaging. There isn't the worry of having it pivot and kind of torque it. They go 180 degrees all the way around, either way, so whether you like to have them on your head one way or you lie them down, this is what I think these little engineering design cues and choices are what gives these headphones such a great amount of longevity. And I know a lot of other brands and manufacturers do something very similar. And if you're looking for a pair of headphones, that's one of the things. Comfort, sound, they're in there. Durability is also something, because you don't want to be buying new headphones every 6, 8, 10, 12 months simply because of engineering defects. I had a pair of other headphones. I went through 3 of them. I won't name the brand, but I went through 3 of them. Because of the fact they were made a certain way with certain materials, they'd always crack right here on the pivot on either the right or the left side, and that was really annoying. And I had, in the middle of a gig, the entire earpiece fall off and dangle by the wire. So I started DJing with one ear for the rest of that night. So that's the actual set of cans themselves. I love the pads, massive cups. The driver, I believe they're 105 mil or 100. I got to double check on the numbers because I haven't looked at them in a while. But I'll kind of post all that information in the description below. Again, excellent sound isolation, huge comfort on ear. The one major complaint that you'll get from a lot of people if you read reviews is, yes, they are heavy. And the ears can get a bit sweaty at times. But again, this is personal preference. If you're looking for a good set of cans, these would be my recommendation. Sennheiser does some fantastic ones. I've tried V-Moda. The sound stages on most of those are pretty similar. These ones generally tend to be flat because they are not necessarily supposed to be used in the DJ booth. I've seen a lot of DJs use them, which is great. The primary use are the studio monitor. So you want a flat EQ, a flat soundscape, because you want to be able to capture in production, you want to be able to capture in playback, everything that you can hear. So you don't want something that gives you a bit more sparkle or gives you a bit more low end when it's not really needed, because it's artificially enhancing a track that you could be working on for production, and then your mastering is a little bit off at the end of the day. So another reason why I love these, the flat soundscape. So we're going to keep going here. Nice little cover, presentation, and this is another major difference from my previous model and this one. So with the removable cables, they give you a whack load of cables. There's 3 here. So we'll start off with the standard one here. This is the locking 1/8" to 8". So it's straight cable, uncoil. I believe it is a 1 meter cable, maybe a 3 meter. It looks like it's a 3 meter cable here. I'll do the old arm test right now because, heck, We need to untwine it anyway at some point in the future. So this gives you the full 1/8" jack to 1/8" jack. The awesome thing again about these, and all professional headphones will have it, you've got the threading on it right there. I don't know if you can make that out, it'll come a little bit closer. But you got the threading on it, so you can thread on and off your 1/4" adapter, which is fantastic. And just as I thought, yep, wider than my arm span, these are 3-meter cables. So these are fantastic for those guys that don't like the coiled ones. I know there's certain guys that like the straight cable. I've always been a fan of the coiled ones, just because for me, again, in the booth, when you're moving around, having a coiled cable is sort of like a progressive tether, so to speak. You'll start to feel it get a little snug as you essentially get further and further from the mixing board, and just before it's about to let out and you've gone a little too far, you'll feel the headphones tug. With the straight cable or the uncoiled, you just need to know where you're at all the time. And the other thing too is, because they've been wrapped like this for a while, they do have a tendency to go back into this, so they'll start to coil and tangle up a little bit more, I found from experience. Next up here is what I mentioned before, my favorite part, and the piece that I will be using constantly, is the 1/2 meter to 3 meter coiled cable. Look at that over there. So here it is. Starts off at 1.5 meters, just from its length, tip to tail, and then the coiled part allows it to expand for another 1.5 meters. So again, this is that progressive tether, as I like to call it. As it increases tension, you kind of know you're drifting a little too far away on the leash, and you can kind of cut back. Tangling, if you take care of these, is a lot harder to do, I've found over the years. And of course, there's the part I was talking about. They all come with the adaptable 1/8 to 1/4". For all the DJs out there, you guys know this one. Never let anybody borrow these adapters. Chances are it's never coming back to you, and always keep a spare. I've got one sitting right over here by the DJ, my little DJ setup. So as you can see, I've got 2 gold-plated adapters. There's always a hot standby that comes with me, just in case, for example, it decides to let go, or by some odd reason in the bag, pardon for the phone call, but for some odd reason in the bag it decides to let go, and you end up losing that 1/4" adapter. Some mixing boards have both, the 1/8 and the 1/4. I know that our good friends at Pioneer on most of their boards don't, but there's a certain other analog style mixer out there that I want to get my hands on at some point in the future, Zone 92. They do give you the option. So it has that flexibility, but the booths these days are getting extremely flexible and allowing for, I've seen guys show up with 1/8" headphones from something they bought from Best Buy, and it works for them. The last piece, and this is actually new, I think this is an addition out of, I think, consumer feedback and almost necessity, a shorter 1 meter straight cable. So the 3 meter straight cable is okay for the DJ booth, but absolutely horrible, as in the case of my old AT M50s, that when you try to use them and you're just listening to them for pleasure, you're walking plugged into your iPhone or your Android, having that much cable is a pain in the butt. This, however, solves the problem. There's my 1 meter straight cable. Again, this one doesn't come with the adapter on the end of it, simply because the intention for this guy is that it's going to be used in a smaller application, i.e. plugged into a computer or speaker monitor, your phone, or even another audio device which only has the 1/4" or so the 8" jack and no need for the adapter. So those are the 3 major cables here. I'm just going to double check the box, make sure there's nothing else, and of course there isn't, because there really doesn't need to be. Some last little bit of paperwork and paraphernalia on how to lock it, so obviously I'm going to have to do a quick read on this one, and the read consists of looking at the picture and then twisting it once I lock in, which I'm going to do right now, so that these cans are ready to go. And in the case of the Audio Technicas, it's left side, single cable, which for some guys, I know that's not a preference. But again, headphones, much like people, there's so many different ones, so many preferences. These are mine. I don't want to slag against anything. I don't want to come across as saying, well, I'm snubbing everything else, which I'm really not. Everybody has their own personal preference for headphones. There's so many applications. The only major piece of advice I can offer with the headphones is that from a, there we go, it's pretty simple. From a usage standpoint, do yourselves a favor and look at how you're going to be applying the hardware. So again, you want to make sure that from a headphone standpoint, they do exactly what you're looking for them to do. They give you the level of comfort. And again, for me, like I said, one of the major points of it is audio safety. So again, quick recap, Audio Technica ATH M50x's. These are the limited edition matte gray ones. They, for me, again, personal preference, replacing my old ATH M50 white ones, which you've probably seen in the videos. Excellent sound reproduction, very flat soundscape. These are primarily, again, used as monitoring headphones, not necessarily high noise, but again, I've seen quite a few DJs use the M50s, the black ones. New adapter for me, so it's going to be something I'm going to have to slightly get used to in the DJ booth. But if you are looking for a set of cans, I know these have become very highly recommended and rated online. You can check on Gizmodo, and I believe there's a few other websites out there that have done reviews, and the ATH M50s constantly get one of the top 2 slots in personal and consumer reviews for comfort and for ease of use and sound quality. The caveats again for these, very heavy. They come in, I think, at 450 grams, I believe. I'll double check again the stats and I'll put it all in the description. Sorry about all the ad-libbing here, but I'm just going off of memory with these guys. But very heavy. Prolonged use, you will end up feeling a little bit of ear fatigue. And depending actually on the size of your ear, these may interfere, and I know guys have said that before. You might have to get somebody to stand there behind you when you take them off for a few minutes and give you the old woosa on the ears just to kind of massage the cartilage there, as they are very well fitting, very tight. But again, gents, ladies, that was the unboxing of the Audio Technica ATH M50x's in the limited edition matte gray. Hope you enjoyed the little unboxing right there, and keep an eye out for the next sets of videos and Sinfully Mixed podcasts. For those folks that have been tuning in, thank you very much. For those new to the channel, I hope you guys and gals are enjoying the Sinfully Mixed journey I'm bringing you on. Feel free to add comments or subscriptions and likes to this video. And if you have your own personal preference for headphones, I'd be interested to hear what you ladies and gentlemen have to say in what you use. Feel free to comment below. Give us some reasons why you like them. And of course, in the interest of fairness, if there's any drawbacks, because there's always a plus and a minus to every single piece of hardware you can buy, make sure you add that one. So before my phone goes nuts again, thank you very much everybody for paying attention to the video, and I will see you soon. Ci vediamo tutti.